Well, folks, today's a big day. This is the day where I'm back in France at my mother's house, where I'm keeping my E63 650. And today is, April 5th, 2021. This car has been stored and hasn't moved in well over a year. Last time I drove it was January 10th, 2020, or the 9th maybe even. Parked it here. The intent was for it to be there for a couple of months, and then the pandemic intervened. I never made it back to France until now. Usually I go about every 2 to 3 months, 4 months sometimes, and the car hasn't been started since, so we'll see what happens. All right, so job one is going to be to remove the C-Tech battery tender, and because I do keep it hooked up. Battery's old on it now. It's probably, I changed it when the car was 7 years old or 8 years old, and I keep it on the tender so that it starts whenever I need it to when I come back here, and we'll see what happens. So let's disconnect the sucker. All right, so it's unhooked. Let's get into it. It's unlocked. Just hit the unlock button and it came to life. Start her up, take it for the first drive in over a year. We'll see how that goes. It is a 3-pedal car. That's why I still have it. I love this car. Heavily optioned with the pearl leather seats. But I'll do an intro video on it a little later. So let me sit down in it, start her up. Okay, now we're sitting in it. Let's see if it will start with the comfort access. It has comfort access, but it's been temperamental. It needs the key, so here we go. There's the key. It's a good song. Let's give it a start. Oh my God. I hate the dinging, but I love the sound of that engine. Your washer fluid that could be taken care of. I checked the oil and everything. It's all good. I'm gonna give it an oil change within the next day or two. I'm gonna let it run for a minute and then take it for a quick drive. All right, ready to head out. See what happens. All right, we're up the driveway. Windshield's a little hazy. Let's give it a wash. So France is under full lockdown as of last Saturday. This is the 3rd lockdown. It's gonna last for 4 weeks. And today's the last day where you get to go and drive places without being stopped by the cops. You're not supposed to go more than 6 miles out. Kind of weird driving with the phone and a stick shift. So the tires, this is pretty typical of whenever it goes into storage. The tires are pretty flattened. It takes a few miles for them to get back to normal. This is all in kilometers per hour. It's got heads-up display. I don't know if it'll render on the thing, but right now we're going 65 kilometers an hour. It's driving. Other than the flat spotting, it's all good. We're obviously out in the country. This is in Normandy. We're less than 5 miles from the D-Day beaches here, going towards Arromanches, Arromanches, coming from just outside the town of Bayeux, and lots of history here. That's where the car lives. 7 kilometers. And yeah, the car feels good. Pulls, no weird noises, tires flat spotting. I'll just drive it while I'm here. I'm here for 2 weeks. And I can't put as many miles as I was hoping to, because I was truly hoping to drive to Brittany and go to some other towns along the coast here in Normandy, but being limited to a 10K radius, which is 6.2 miles, is going to kill that party, so we'll just have to do this later this year. Anyway, this is it. It's alive. It's to warm up. I'll drive it to Arromanches and back. I'll show you the little roundabout when I get there. Alright, we're coming up to the roundabout just before Arromanches. So here we go. The roundabouts are everywhere in France, very efficient. People in the US don't like them. I don't understand. So the way you do it is you put your turn signal to the left because you're turning left. There we go. There's a remnant of artificial port, and you keep going, and then you switch it to the right just as you're ready to exit. And here we go. Now we're heading back towards Bayeux. Another 5 miles. There's a little Dacia. And we're just gonna go back home to Mom, and then I have to dig out another car further back in the garage. It's my dad's. My dad passed away, but when my parents moved back from the US, my dad moved back his old Aurora, first gen Aurora, 1999, and I have to dig it out of the garage. Now that car has been driven even less than the 650, and it is going to be interesting getting it out of the garage. It hasn't been started, I think, in 18 months or so, and so we shall see. We shall see. I'm sure it'll start because it's also on the tender. No idea how old that battery is. It's I know it'll start. I'm not sure if it will restart if I stop it, and we'll see. I'm gonna wait till I go through this little village. I love the pull of this car with a stick. Oh my god. This 650 is just one of my favorite cars ever. Absolutely amazing to drive with a stick, and it's fun to have it here because people don't have cars this small, this big, with these big engines, and you know the speed limits are crazy low. This is 50 clicks, which is about 30, but on the small mountain roads it's a lot of fun. If it weren't for all the radars everywhere, photo radar, I got busted already a couple of times. But the car drives nice. Oh, there's a Beamer sister, 5 Series E60, a Renault. Almost out of this tiny little village where we get to go 80 kilometers an hour, but we're going to go a little faster. Switch hands so we no longer limit to 50. That's what that means. Just like that, that was 80 miles an hour, so 130 roughly. This car's fast. Love it. Anyway, that's the end of this one.